everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni, and I am here for a super simple, at least I think it's going to be super simple, project today. I haven't tried it out yet, but I've thought about how to do it, and I'm pretty sure it'll work, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be like so easy. What I like to do is take my chores or other things that I need to do on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and put them onto cards. And then I have cards that have, the days of the week. And, at the end of it, I have a bunch of cards that some of them just need to be done once a month. And so at the end of each week, I'll go through and I'll put in what I want to do each day. And that works really well for me. And since Bill died and after my parents left, I'm working on like, what's my new routine going to be? And anyway, so I did these little things and, I thought, well, I really want them to be pretty. So I sewed some ribbon to the top and that's just not pretty enough for me. So I got to thinking I could make cards from some digitals, a digital kit. And I was given this digital kit as a design team project. I got to choose from, let me start over. This is a design team project. And I'm on the design team for Penny Whittemore of That's Just Penny. And so I got to choose from all the kits that she had available, and I chose this one because I thought this would be really pretty for this project. And, and the deal is just, that I get the kit free if I make something and show it to people to give you ideas of how you might use the kit. Okay, so I got to choose one that I really liked. I like pretty much all of her kits. They're really cute, but I'm just like really into yellow and orange right now. Maybe that's because fall's coming. I don't know. So anyway, so I just wanted to kind of give that disclaimer, if you want to call it that, explanation. And anyway, what I want to do is I want to make some just plain old 3x5 cards out of some of this paper. Not this one. This one's too dark. But some of the others. And I first of all want to make some index cards that'll have the days of the week on them. And I'm not going to do anything like really fancy to decorate them or anything. I'm basically going to cut them, write the days of the week on them, and I might like later on add a Bible verse, kind of like I've done here with these questions for a marriage journal, but I'm not sure. Right now I just want to make the cards. So without any further ado, I want to get out, let me first of all show you some of these pages. I did not print out the entire kit, okay, but everything that's here is in the kit. This is called Vintage Yellow. And so I'll show you the pages that I printed out. I think they're really, really pretty, and I think that I can do a lot with them. I like this. Isn't that cool? So these could be used like in a junk journal. You've got your page half over here, half over there. You can use it for a lot of things. But I'm going to use it to make some cards. This is one of my favorite pages. I love this page. And it could be used up and down this way. So like you could resize it to be like half of a sheet so that it's one page. Or you can turn it this way. You can just do a lot with that page. I really like that. And the same thing with this one. Oh my word, isn't that gorgeous? I love, this one's my favorite page out of the whole thing. I probably should have printed out a bunch of them, and I'm just thinking right now, what would be fun for the 3x5 cards would be to take just this section, blow it up on a page, and use just that design all over for the 3x5 cards. So I might do that. I'm not sure. Anyway, I want to use a different one of these for each day of the week. So I think I have 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So, where's my cutting thingy? So I want them to be a little bit bigger than 3x5, and I'm going to use my envelope punch to help me make the little index tab so that it'll be kind of curved. So I'm going to start with this one here. This is my favorite. Let me move this thing out of the way. Okay, so, it's not my very favorite, but it's my favorite to start with. I like all of these pages, you guys, and I only chose the ones that I loved the best. It was kind of hard to narrow it down because there's a lot of really, really pretty pages in it. I like that there's like some cold colors or cool colors worked in there, because that just kind of invites you to use some cool colors for some of your decoration if you were making a journal or something out of this. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm going to make this 5 inches wide for sure. So let's go ahead and we'll cut 5 inches. Let's see, do I want it to go this way? No, I want it to go this way. And I think I want this piece here. So we're going to cut 5 inches wide because we're doing like 3 by 5, but it's going to be a little bit taller than 3 inches because we're going to do our little index thingy. Okay, so that's 5 inches, a little bit taller than 3 inches. We're going to make it 3.5 because I do want this to stick up higher than the other cards, and I can always trim some off the bottom if it's too tall. Okay, so we're going to experiment here. And it may not work on the first one that I do, so you can kind of see how you might work through an idea like this. I hope that didn't just bump the camera. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this, see it cuts out like that. See that little curve? I want to make that there, and I'm going to move it along on each one so that like the first one will be here, the second one will be there, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to bring this, I'm going to put this in here, and I'm not exactly sure where it punches down, so we'll kind of just try it out. Okay, so that means my tab's going to be right there. It's not going to be all the way to the end, so this may not be the very first one. Okay, so then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off right here up to that curve, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to make another punch for where the end of the tab will be. So about here. As you can tell, I'm accurately measuring when I say things like about here, right? And I guess I will trust myself to try to cut it straight. I am not a straight cutter. Okay, so see, so that makes a nice little card thing. Now let's see how this would work. I'm not going to use it with these cards in here, but it'll at least give me an idea of how far up it sticks up. Oh, I think that's about perfect. I think I might trim off just that little tiny bit right there, so I'll trim it off the bottom, obviously. So we're just going to trim off about that much. Okay? And that, my dears, is a whole card. I mean, this is going to be really easy, but I'll show you how we're going to make it so that the tabs will be at different places. Okay, so let me just chop off a little tiny bit at the end here. Okay. And then I want to see how tall exactly that makes it so that I know it's just beyond that line. So it's about, instead of 3.5, it's going to be 3 3/8. Okay? So let's, I should keep this out. So let's go ahead and we'll cut one card from each of the other pieces of paper. And what I cut off is not going to be wasted. I'll use that for other projects. I might use it for this project too, like these pieces that I've got left, or I might use it for a different project. I love them, so that's not a problem. Okay, so let's just go ahead and trim off the edge first. I guess I could do this on a few papers at a time. Maybe I'll do that next. 2 or 3. This is cardstock, by the way, that I've got this on. Okay, so do I want it to be from here or do I want it up here? Kind of like this down here, don't you think? I think. So let's do 5 inches wide. Okay, and then I want to get that butterfly in, I think. So I need to go up a little bit higher than the butterfly because I'll be cutting across, you know, from the tab. So let's do it just up from the butterfly so the butterfly doesn't get cut off. And then we're going to make it 3 3/8. Okay? So that's gonna be, oh gosh, oh, there's a stink bug. I'm sorry, you guys. I just like completely freak out when I see these guys. Gross. Okay, sorry. Oh, sorry. Let me recover here for a moment. Ugh. Bill used to kill all the bugs for me. Oh, let's cut both these at the same time. Bill used to kill all the bugs for me, and you know, he'd hear me scream, and he'd come running and do his duty. And I don't know, we just got into this routine where he would always go, someday you've got to learn to kill bugs yourself. And I'd say, then why did I marry you? And he just got a real kick out of that, and I did too. So it was just like this running thing. Well, now I don't have him, and I have to kill my own bugs. And that's like really awful. And I didn't kill that one, I just threw it into the trash, but hopefully it'll die. Okay, so she's not big enough. Where are my little cards? Unless I do like just part of her, but I think I'm going to want to preserve her for something else. So I think I'll use maybe this part over here. That'd be really cute. Okay, so we're going to do 5 inches wide. There we go. And, oh, see, look at that. Isn't that cute? I can definitely do something with that someplace else. And then 3 3/8 inches. There we go. So right now I'm just cutting the cards 3 3/8 since we made the first one, and now we know what we need to do. And then I'm going to do this 5 inches wide. And I definitely want to use that design. That is so pretty. And you know, I know that, you know, like I could just use regular 3x5 cards, and that would be okay. But I've decided that I just want to surround myself with as much beauty as possible. Beauty just really ministers to me. It's just, I don't know, it really does something for me. And so if I can make an everyday item into something beautiful that will just make me smile, then I'm going to do that, because I think it's good. Okay. So there we go. Now, is this one, that part that I want to use right there, is that more than 5 inches? It might be. Let's see what we would be cutting off. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to cut off some of this over here on this side. And if I can't use this for anything else, I mean, I might use this for a belly band and have lace on both sides. That would be pretty. But if I can't use it for something like that, then I can always use it in Franken paper. Okay, so now I'm going to do 5 inches. One of the things that I love about Penny, the gal who designs these, okay, I'm going to have to cut off some at the bottom in order to get that butterfly in. So let me cut up to where I want for that butterfly, leaving enough room for the tag. One of the things I love about Penny is that she makes journals for ministry to give to people who, you know, missionaries and others who just want to be blessed, who she wants to bless with them. Prayer pockets and all kinds of really cool, pretty things. Now look at, isn't that a pretty piece? Definitely can use that. Okay, now for this one, I want to use some of this over here. I think I can cut both these at the same time. Yeah, so she's just a sweetheart, and I love her work, and I love her heart. So, and then there's just really, the design team is just a bunch of really sweet ladies. Now, if you've never heard of a design team, we don't design the papers. That's what Penny does. But what we do is we come up with ideas of different ways to use them so that, you know, you can get lots of different ideas of projects that you might want to do. Okay, so I like this top part up here, I think. So that's what I'm going to use for my card. So 5 inches wide and 3 3/8 inches tall. And then I just have all these nice pieces that will make, you know, really nice journaling cards or whatever. Yeah, I want this over here. So I'm gonna do, nope, I'm gonna do 5 inches wide. You'll see in a minute what I'm doing. Okay, and then, so it's gonna be, this is gonna be the top, or maybe this will be the top where that flower is. That's pretty. Okay, so we're gonna cut that right there. Okay, and then we want to make it 3 3/8 inches. Okay, so there, I've got my basic cards, but now we've got to make it, we've got to add this little tab, and we want the tab to be in a different place on each card, so we're going to just kind of move them along. I still want one that's going to start over here, but I haven't figured out yet exactly how to know where that thing goes. I think it's in the middle of the, I think it's right here. Right? That would make sense. Let's try that on this next card. Let's see, which one do I want to do first? Oh, they're so pretty, it's hard to choose. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in right so that it's right up to that little metal thing that's in the middle there, because I think that's where the curve starts. Okay, yep. Okay, and then how big did I make this? Okay, so I want to cut it right here. Okay, and what this is an envelope punch, and it's made by We Are Memory Keepers. Where are my scissors? I love it. I did not get it until I had been making junk journals for about 6 months. And if I had it to do over again, this would be probably the very first tool that I would get for creating junk journals, because not only does it make envelopes, which is really, really fun. You can make envelopes of any size, but it also, you know, has this little thing that cuts this out right here, which I use for like a thumb hole on pockets and stuff. But also it's got this right here that you can use for rounding your corners. So like I can round the corners on this. Let me see if that's gonna, okay. So I can round all my corners like that, really easily. And then it also has a score area, which eventually I want to get a scoreboard that has like all the little scoring lines. But this is good for now for small things. It won't work for really big projects, but okay, so now we've got here and here. Oh, we still need to cut this a little bit shorter, I guess. Huh. Okay, that wasn't short enough what I cut. That's funny. Okay, so we'll still cut off like about 1/8 of an inch from this. Interesting. All right. Okay. Now those should be the same height, yeah. Okay, and then this next one we're going to just move it along a little bit more, or actually I think we'll go all the way to the other end, because I think I hear a stink bug flying around is probably that one that I had mercy on. Shouldn't have shown mercy, because now it's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so I'm going all the way to the end, and then I'm going down about this far. I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, and then the next one I'll do like right in the middle, right smack in the middle. I think that's kind of the way to figure out how far we need to move along. Okay, so I guess I need to cut some off the bottom of this too. Yes, like about 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so we'll do that. I like the way that I just keep everything piled up on top of each other here. That's kind of funny, huh? Okay, and then this one we're going to make in the middle. So I'm going to make the tab start about here, and then over here. I don't think I'm going to be right in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to cut off up to that point, and then cut off my 1/8 of an inch at the bottom. See how that's working, guys? Girls? You're probably mostly girls, right? Okay, so I've got my little tab for the day of the week there, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so there's, oh yeah, I've got to cut this one still. Cut off about 1/8 of an inch at the bottom. And then we'll see how these line up. Okay, so we've got, these are what we have so far. Obviously this is not the order that they're going to be in. Okay, and these two, I made the tabs a little bit wider, so I think I'm going to cut those down a little bit so that they're not so wide. There we go. Just cut that off there. Okay, and what was the other one that was wide? This one. Okay, so I'm going to cut a little bit of that one off too. And you know, if you do this, you could decorate these as much as you want. I'm probably not going to for now. I might add like verses later on as I, like if I come across a verse that I really like in scripture, then you know, I'm going to cut off the 1/8 of an inch off these now. As you know, as I come across scriptures in my devotions and stuff, I might either write them on there or put them on a piece of paper and distress it and stuff. But for now, I think this is like decorated enough. Okay, so I need one that's going to be right here. Okay. And just move it down a little bit. There we go. Ooh, that's kind of a small. Do I need more over on this side? I messed that one up. Yeah, I could use one right here. So we're going to cut that off. See, this is the nice thing about what I'm doing is I can cut off the ones that don't work out. There we go. Okay, so then that actually makes it easier to cut across straight because I've got those two curves there to use to guide me. Isn't that pretty, you guys? I mean, and you know, I'll use these every day because this is how I stay organized and get stuff done, is I have my cards for each day of the week that tell me what to do so that I don't have to think. Part of my goal here is to save myself time that I have to think about stuff. I'm going to cut a little bit more of this off. Because there's a thing called decision fatigue where you have to make too many decisions in a day. And so anything that you can do to save yourself from having to make decisions is going to help you to make your other decisions during the day better. And that's why, you know, like Steve Jobs, you know, he was pretty famous for always, well, he was famous for his computers, obviously, but he was, one of the things he was famous for was he had kind of a uniform that he wore every day. Jeans, and I think it was jeans and a black turtleneck. So that was just like something he didn't have to decide each day. And my husband, Bill, from the time he was in junior high, he wore the same thing. He had, okay, just a second, I've got to think while I'm doing this, where I want my next tab to be. I want it to be right here. Okay, so basically in the middle of the one before it. From the time that he was in junior high, he wore khaki pants with a button-down shirt. And he has all different colors of button-down shirts, but that's what he wore. And in the summer, he wore khaki shorts and a polo shirt. And, you know, different colors and stuff. But, you know, he didn't have to spend the time and energy, mental energy, deciding what to wear because, you know, he just wore the same thing all the time. And I'm not sure that I want to wear the same thing all the time, but there are other areas that I can cut back on decision making, on the need for decision making, so that I have more mental energy for making other decisions. Okay, so see how those all line up? So I need one more that I think I'm going to just like really have all the way over to the edge here and not even, might just barely have a curve on it. Like that. Yeah, see how I just barely got the curve there. And, ooh, except I want the butterfly. Okay, so we're going to cut off. Oh, I don't want to lose, well, I am going to have to lose some of that flower, aren't I? Okay, so then here's my tab. Okay, and then I think I need to, yeah, I need to cut off a little bit of the bottom. Okay, and then I can write the day of the week on each of these. And, you know, if you want to, you know, like print out the days of the week on a piece of paper and tear them and distress them, you could do that. If you have stamps that have the days of the week on them, you could do that. I'm going to do this backwards here. Ew, that stink bug is coming around. Okay. Oops. Okay, so this one kind of covers up that last one. So we're going to make a little bit of an adjustment and cut a little bit more off of that. There we go. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write the day of the week right there. Because I like my handwriting. But yeah, if you have stamps that are the days of the week, you could stamp them on, but you'd want to make sure that when you make your tabs, you make them big enough for however big the stamp is. Okay, does that make sense? There we go, and then this one goes in the back. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and then what I do is in my box, okay, they're all in here, and I have my cards for each day that I have my chores written on for that. And if I have something that has to be done every day, okay, so like at the top of each card, okay, like here, I have daily, morning, feed all animals, indoor and outdoor. I have 2 dogs and 3 cats indoors, and I have 2 feral cats outdoors that I feed. So this just reminds me to do that. Okay, so I'd have it here in Sunday. Okay, and then after I do it, I'll take it and I'll move it to Monday. So it's back there, okay? But if it's something that is weekly, let's see, weekly, sweep the hall and bathroom, okay? Then let's say that I had it in here on Monday. Then I would move it when I take Monday out. So Sunday's already complete. Come back here. Sunday's already complete. So when I complete Sunday, I'm going to move it to the back. Okay? And so then I'll have Monday in the front. As I do each of my things for Monday, I'll move them to the appropriate place. If they're daily, then I'll put it in Tuesday when I finish it. If it's weekly, then I'll move it back here so that it's going to be after my Monday card. Okay? And it's a really easy system. I think I got this idea a long time ago from a book called Sidetracked Home Executives. I'm pretty sure that's where I got this from. And I've probably like changed it a whole lot and stuff to reflect, well, obviously to reflect the specific chores that I do and the routine that I have. But the basic idea, I think, was from that book. And I think that there's a lady called Fly Lady that if you look online, you should be able to find Fly Lady, probably .com or something like that. And she like organizes everything for you, and it really explains how to do the whole Sidetracked Home Executive thing. And she's just really good too. So anyway, so that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm going to write the days of the week on here, and that's it. I'll make some 3x5 cards out of some other paper. I think what I'm going to do is take this paper and kind of blow it up so that it'll just be on it and make my 3x5 cards. And that's it. Is that easy or what? Okay, so there's Sunday. And then Monday. See, and if I want to, then I can, when I come across a verse that I really like, you know, I can type it out, I can tear it and distress it, maybe even put some fabric around it like this. I probably wouldn't put like a bow or anything because I just want them to be flat, but I could put that on here. But in the meantime, until I have a particular verse for that card, I've just got a really pretty card. So isn't that cool? Okay, so if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box. I would be very happy to answer them. And I had so much fun making this, you guys, that if you want something like this, but you don't want to do it yourself, let me know. Let me know how much you're willing to pay for it, and I'll tell you if that's acceptable. And I'll do it through Etsy, through my shop. But yeah, just message me and let me know, and I'd be very happy to do these for you. Friday and Saturday. And if you want me to make up cards for you and write your particular routine on them, I can do that for you too. You'd have to let me know what your routine is. But there we go. Okay, and then I'll have the cards in there. So fun. All right, I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.